Yes, we're going to begin by analyzing the daily numbers for Brazil. Okay. And if you're following me on YouTube, by all means, don't forget to click that like button, click the share button, share the video on Facebook and Twitter today. Okay. Okay, so we can see here, Brazil, you've had 21.5 million cases. Okay, 21.6 million cases, 606,000 plus deaths. Now, as always, you got to be cautious. Okay, as always, you got to be cautious when we look at just the yearly numbers. Okay, because we don't know, for instance, at this point, what the distribution over time of these cases are. Plus, you don't know how many people are vaccinated, but you're very close to doubling the cases for 2021, okay, for 2020, and you've certainly doubled your deaths for 20. You certainly doubled 2020's deaths in 2021. But again, we don't want to panic too soon. We still have plenty of time to panic. Okay. Hello and welcome back to Dave's Daylight channel. This is Dave. If you stop by, be sure to stop by and say hi. Drop into the chat message and say hi. Tell me who you are and where you're located at and what your programming background is, if any. All right. So anyway, let's get back to Brazil. So again, you can see this looks pretty bad, but we don't know what the distribution is over time. We don't know what the vaccination rate is for these folks here either. So if you take a look at Brazil's COVID-19 deaths by day, you can see it's a little different. Some countries, started here and had a very steep increase up until the first part of the year before going all the way back down to June before we saw an increase. But Brazil's interest is more of a stair step type of pattern, more gradual incline over longer period of times. Okay, what we can see is that on June the 23rd, Brazil's cases spiked at 115,228. Okay, but on October 26th, that number fell to 13,424, with an average daily cases of 12,712. Okay. What about this? You can see sort of this longer approach path to who knows? Maybe this would be a false summit if you're hiking. If you're walking back over here, you see this. Oh my gosh, there's the summit. Probably not. But anyway, a longer trend upward towards the spike, and the spike wasn't all the way until April the 6th when your death spiked at, or April the 8th when your death spiked at 4,249 deaths for a single day. The good news is this long declining pattern here. And as October 26th, your deaths had fallen to 442 per day on average, with an average of 347.7 deaths per day. So let's just take a look here and see what the weekly cases look like. Nothing real surprising. We saw this earlier, right? This increasing pattern over here. Saw kind of a little dip here, then a new peak. Then back over here, we saw something into June. We saw the long declining pattern for cases, for weekly patterns. And this pretty much looks exactly as you expect it to do. Again, good news, a long declining pattern for the second half of 2021 in terms of deaths. If we take a look here, here's the good news. This is the good news. October is going to be the fourth month in a row when Brazil has had a decrease in COVID-19 cases. What about well, let's look at this news here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. October is going to be the sixth month in a row where Brazil has had where COVID-19 deaths have decreased in Brazil. Okay, so that takes care of the report for Brazil for today. I'll be right back in just one moment with Spain.